Max Payne is a third-person shooter video game series developed by Remedy Entertainment and Rockstar Studios. The first game in the series, Max Payne, was released in 2001 for Microsoft Windows. The game follows the story of Max Payne, a former NYPD detective who is seeking revenge after the murder of his family. The game features a unique gameplay mechanic called bullet time, which allows the player to slow down time and perform acrobatic maneuvers while shooting enemies. Max Payne was inspired by film noir and Hong Kong action cinema. The game was critically acclaimed for its story, gameplay, and graphics. Max Payne was followed by two sequels, Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne, and Max Payne 3. Max Payne 2 was released in 2003 and continued the story of Max Payne as he investigates a murder case. Max Payne 3 was released in 2012 and takes place several years after the events of Max Payne 2. The game sees Max Payne working as a private security contractor in Brazil. The Max Payne series has sold over 15 million copies worldwide. A film adaptation of Max Payne was released in 2008, starring Mark Wahlberg as Max Payne. The film received negative reviews from critics and was a commercial failure. Max Payne has appeared as a playable character in several other video games, including Alan Wake and Death Rally. The game's soundtrack features music composed by Katsuya Hataka and Kimo Kajasto of the band Waltari. The game's voice cast includes James McCaffrey as Max Payne, Vladislav Kulikov as Vladimir Lem, and Kathy Tong as Mona Sachs. Max Payne was originally intended to be a first-person shooter game. The game's developer, Remedy Entertainment, went on to create the popular video game series, Alan Wake. A novel based on the game's story was published in 2003 by author Dan Jolly. The game's opening monologue, "I don't believe in heaven, I've been living in hell," has become one of the game's most iconic lines. The game's sequel, Max Payne 2, introduced a new gameplay mechanic called Shoot Dodge, which allowed the player to dive in any direction while shooting. Max Payne 3 introduced multiplayer to the series for the first time. The game's protagonist, Max Payne, has become a cultural icon and has been referenced in several other forms of media, including films, TV shows, and other video games. Max Payne was included in Time magazine's list of the 100 greatest video games of all time. A mobile version of the original Max Payne game was released for iOS and Android devices in 2012. The game's developer, Remedy Entertainment, is currently working on a new game in the series called Max Payne 4, although no release date has been announced.